Hello everyone, thank you so much for watching. My name is Nefertiti and you can find me on the web at onebodywm.com. So I wanted to do an energy report for this week. Today is June 17th, 2019, and we are right in the midst of a full moon in Sagittarius. It went exact at 1:30 p.m. Pacific, 1:30 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. And this full moon is very interesting because it's offering a lot of energies for people to work with. I mean, we have these, it's like we have these cycles within these cycles, right? So this could bring up some confusion. You know, full moons are about culminations, awareness, manifestations, and relationship dynamics, right? Just in general. But with this full moon, because it's a part of a T-square, okay, so Jupiter is in Sagittarius and it's going to be squaring Neptune in Pisces. And I, typically have issues with Neptune. I'm a Sagittarius, and Neptune has been in my fourth house for a while, so that's been interesting. But think back to January, because this configuration, Jupiter square Neptune, was exact in January, and it's exact again. It went exact yesterday on the 16th. So the energy is the same, kind of like this unknown, there's lots of possibilities in front of you, but which way do you go, right? And the opposite of that T-square is Virgo, right? So this is practical energy. And I like to think of it like this. This energy feels like we're all being really challenged to examine our belief systems, because that's where everything starts. That's where everything comes from, right? Remember, a thought, a belief is only a thought that was thought over and over and over again, and you've allowed it to take root, right? So with this square energy, it's offering some challenging energy, but remember, challenges don't have to be a bad thing, okay? Especially if you're willing to be aware, to ask for guidance and assistance to move forward, because that's a part of the reality that we live in, right? We're going to be having these lower energies, but I feel like at this point we know that it's our choice as to whether or not we choose to interact with these energies or how we choose to respond to the things that happen, okay? So there are some things that you can do to help you to kind of release what no longer serves you and to accept what is, living in the present moment, right? And that's not always an easy thing to do, but when you're in a state of worry, you can't manifest, right? Because it's a lower vibrational energy. And typically we're worried about things that we are not experiencing yet based on what we've experienced in the past. And so that's what keeps us in that loop. That's what keeps us in those patterns, because we're just kind of recycling that pain, recycling those old experiences and how we handled them in the past. When, Jupiter in Sagittarius in general is about the higher mind, right? On a practical level, it's about speaking and writing and teaching. And I feel like because of this alignment with the galactic center as well, which is also in Sagittarius, we've had a lot of these waves coming in, right? From these black holes, from these solar flares, these astrological events. Like, we're being asked to work on ourselves on multiple levels. And I feel like we have to believe that we're able to do it first. Sagittarius, right? We have to believe that we can handle whatever comes our way, that we can do what it is that the universe is asking of us. All we have to do is ask for the guidance and follow it. That is our work, right? We're not supposed to always know the how, okay? We're asking for the how, right? So it's okay to feel vulnerable, because that's Neptune. Neptune is about vulnerability. Neptune's a planet that doesn't have boundaries, right? But it's up to us to create those boundaries in our thoughts, because Jupiter is retrograde. So this is internal work, right? The expansion right now is internal. And so we feel that pressure. We feel that energy that's asking us to move forward, right? On some level, we're all feeling this. And the ascension symptoms have ramped up. I've been getting the ringing in the ears, the leaky ears. I've been getting the, the energetic spikes, and then all of a sudden I have to take a 3-hour nap. I've been feeling the chakra openings, like particularly my higher heart, right? I've been feeling a lot of pressure and opening in the chest and in the throat chakra. So I feel like a lot of us are pretty much familiar now with ascension symptoms and how they feel and which ones, affect us the most. And I think it all depends on how you are able to interpret energy, right? i.e. your psychic abilities. Whether you see energy, you're clairvoyant, you'll probably see like changes in the atmosphere, changes in the colors around you. You'll probably see people's auras and energies and things like that. Or if you're clairsentient and you feel energy, you can feel the energy in a space. Or if you're standing behind somebody in a grocery store, you can feel that. Or if you're clairaudient, you can hear energy. And a lot of people have clairaudience waking up with the ear stuff, right? The ringing in the ears, the fluid, and headaches, and the third eye opening, right? So all of that, the pineal gland getting decalcified and activated. Now, depending on where you are in this process, that will determine how you are feeling these energies, right? Because we have to remember a part of this is DNA activation too. So on a physical level, you're going to feel different things depending on where you are, right? And depending on where you're holding dense energy in the body, because that has to be released and dissolved in order for you to ascend, right? There's certain things that can't exist in the higher dimensions, the 4th and 5th and beyond, okay? So I want to offer you some tips, but before I do that, I want to talk about an oracle card. So I love this deck. You can see how beautiful that is, right? And the card I pulled from this deck this morning is the Protection Guardian. And in this particular deck, she represents the feminine energy of Archangel Michael. And I also saw this hand up in meditation. And so what this tells me is that, yes, there are energies being released and purged by people. And yes, some of our energies are dense and negative, the things that are coming up that we have to let go of. And I feel like even though that is what is existing, that we have protection, we have guidance, we can ask for it, and they'll help us. Our angels, our guides, God, Goddess, whatever you like to call your, source, whatever name you want to give it, will come forth and help us at this time. We have the protection, we have the guidance, we just have to ask for it, right? And you notice she's got her hand up, and it says, drop your shields. Right? Drop your shields, because we have to allow energies to come in to help us, and that's another thing. I feel like this represents being able to receive, just like the video I did a couple of days ago on receiving, and I'll link that below. But yes, definitely feel open and worthy and receptive of the help at this time, if that's what you need, right? And so I want to offer you 3 tips to work with this energy right now, okay? So the energy of this full moon, the energy of all these shifts and changes and upgrades that we're having to make. The first tip is to acknowledge any negative thinking and use it as a trigger to adjust your frequency, to adjust your thinking. Like, no, I don't have to think this way. It's a choice. I'm choosing to think this way. I could choose to think that all of my needs are met. I can repeat that over and over in my mind. I can choose to believe I'm on the right path. I'm doing the right thing, right? All of my needs, all of everything that I need comes to me. I'm worthy. I'm in the right place at the right time, doing the right thing. And the universe has my back, right? These are things that you can choose to believe and think, as opposed to buying into the fear and the worry and what's going to happen. I mean, be willing to be comfortable with the unknown right now, right? And because we're in the process of rebuilding and really stepping into our light. A lot of people are waking up and seeing the truth and learning about the truth. And we need to be in a position to offer guidance if that's what it is that you're called to do. But I feel like everybody right now is being challenged to really step onto their true life path, especially if you're watching a video like this one. I feel like you are ready. You have all of the tools that you need, at least to get started. I feel like most people know what they need to do to move in the direction of reaching their goals and dreams. They just have to take action. That is your work, to follow the guidance. That is your work, okay? The second is to use your mirror work, right? To talk to yourself. Tell yourself you can do this. Look yourself straight in the eye in the mirror and say, I love you. I approve of you. Let those feelings come up. Work with those, right? Because otherwise they're going to show up in other areas of your life. So if you make the conscious decision to pull those energies up and say, okay, I'm allowing you this time right now to really process and let me know what's going on with you, because it's a part of you, right? There's no need to push it down or deny that it's there, or don't acknowledge it at all and let it show up in some other aspect of your life, with the debt or the relationship issues or whatever else, because energy has to move and flow, right? It doesn't get destroyed. It only changes form. So if you make a conscious effort to spend time working with all of those things that are dense and that need to come up for healing and transmutation, calling on your angels too when you do this. Look yourself in the eye and let these things come up and work with them, right? You're the alchemist. You're the person that's in charge and in control. And so use these methods, right? The third one is very practical because, like I said, the opposite of this T-square is Virgo, and that's usually the way out of a T-square, right? And that is to eat well, to stay hydrated, and to rest. Those very practical things that will at least allow you to feel good, because you're hydrated, you're nourishing your body, you're moving your body, right? So getting back on those routines of taking care of your physical self, because the more hydrated you are, the clearer your mind is. I mean, if you're not drinking your water, you're dehydrated. I mean, your brain is 80% water. Your body is 75% water, okay? So it's very important to stay hydrated, to eat well, to nourish your body so that you can think, right? Clarity, because we have Neptune here, right? So we know that's going to be a challenge. But remember, challenges don't always have to be a bad thing, right? We acknowledge, okay, there's the possibility that, I could be confused or maybe have a lack of clarity. This is one thing that I can do to kind of help with that, right? Is to make sure that I'm eating well and resting and drinking my water and getting some movement, right? Keeping that balance in the physical body will help. I also want to offer some crystal therapy, right? Because as you know, or maybe don't know, I am a certified crystal healer. And so I wanted to make sure that I am offering my crystals, right? My crystal recommendations in each video now. So amethyst is going to help with the healing. If you're having any sleep issues right now, which a lot of us are, we're doing a lot of work in our dreams. The amethyst will help you to relax and go to sleep. Amethyst is also very protective, right? Psychic protection. There's also moonstone, because we do have a full moon right now. So moonstone is always good to work with. And moonstone is actually also a birthstone for Cancer, and we have Cancer in the North Node, so moving us forward, the path that we're supposed to be on right now, right? And carnelian, if you're feeling like you lack some energy, you need a little pick-me-up, right? Carnelian will help you to get that energy and motivation and drive and really, allow you to express yourself in a physical way, right? Your passions. And fire agate. Fire agate is also a very protective stone, and it's also going to help you with tapping into your passions, your energy. But I love fire agate because it actually sends negative energy back to its source, right? So it's enough that we've got to deal with our own energies, but as an empathic person, you know that you absorb energies from your surroundings and from other people. So using fire agate will help you to release what does not serve you, right? Back to its origin. And black obsidian is the last recommendation. Now, black obsidian is one that you want to be careful with because its energy is very strong and potent. in, you know, cord detangling and detachment, releasing a lot of lower energies within yourself, within your surroundings. But it also has to take you there for a minute, right? And so if you know, I recommend that you use black obsidian as your guided, because it's a stone that you don't want to use like on a daily basis, like on a regular basis, because its energy can make you feel depressed. But it is good for, you know, cutting those cords for that quick energetic cleanse, right? And alignment, clearing that psychic smog, the slush. But it is very powerful. So, you know, work with it a little bit at a time, and definitely start with this particular stone on its own. Okay. So I feel like this week is very powerful in helping you to acknowledge where you're still holding on to untruths, right? Things that don't serve you. And it starts with your beliefs. That's where it starts, right? And our job is to just stay positive, stay motivated, motivating yourself, stay inspired, learning to pick yourself up, right? And knowing when to rest, because that's Neptune too. Knowing to, you know, relax and rest yourself, and to allow the universe to work in your favor, to bring what it is that you need to you. Okay? Because we are supported as long as we are on our path, we are doing our work, we are helping in any way that we can as light workers, we're being of service to humanity. Then I feel like what we need will come to us. We just have to be open and receptive to it, and be willing to do our work, which is changing our belief system. Okay? So I hope this video was helpful for you. Thank you so much for watching. Have a wonderful day. Please like, comment, and subscribe. Namaste.